So a lot of big thoughts big Torahs have come to me since leaving the house, and I just need to capture them on video. Yikes, man. So one thought was, why do we blot stains out of carpet instead of wiping them? There's a Torah there. The next thought was, stay out of trouble. How did Yitzhak harm Yaakov? By pitting him against his brother. And I guess a sub note is, how does Yaakov's parenting of Esav and Yaakov teach us about? How does Yitzhak's parenting of Esav and Yaakov teach us about unschooling? Beautiful, beautiful teaching about unschooling. That's a good Torah. And then this most recent thought, maybe it'll rise to the top. We can find the ox within these other two Torahs. We have to build them up like an ox, make it strong, work for it. So, all right, it'll come to me. The blotting. So I was taking the trash out and was gathering the trash bag out of the trash can when the beans can that I just made earlier for breakfast, which was so good, chicken, beans, and rice on these little little tortillas. It was really delicious. Anyways, so I had made this meal and it was taking the trash out, and the can was just over the top of the bag, protruding out. And anyways, I was not being careful and it fell out. And it's a dark color, so it spilled out onto the floor of the kitchen and onto the carpet in the hallway. And Chaya looks down, she's like, "Oh, you made a mess." I'm like, yes, Daddy did make a mess. I'm thinking in my head, the irony that I just got on my daughter for playing with Play-Doh over the carpet, even though she didn't really get anything in it. It just was too dark and I was too elevated to really focus on the Play-Doh, aside from what had hardened and what hadn't. She didn't make a mess. I mean, she really didn't make one. But I for sure made one, and it's gonna be there. So I thought that was ironic that occurrence happened. But anyways, I was just thinking, what was I thinking about? Anyways, a blotting. So I began to ask the question, why is it that we blot out the stain in the carpet or the upholstery instead of simply wiping? We're so used to wiping things off hard surfaces. Why do we blot? Why do we blot out that constant up and down, up and down? And I'm sure there's more intelligent answers, like just the way the liquid drops. If you wipe it across more hairs, and if you just blot it, you stay within the area of it. And you focus more on separating the liquids. Anyways, I'm trying to sound intelligent. So, I don't even know if I'm turning here. I am turning here. Okay, good. I think we can take this all the way down. So, anyways, the blotting. Why do you do that? And the reason why we blot is because it's the neshama. It's an image of the neshama. those hairs in the carpet are like the different bodies. And the soul is like the liquid that's been stained. By the way, this Torah really came to me from the perspective of blemishes, not that the soul was staining. So just to clarify that. Anyways, so that's the neshama, and so we're blotting out because we don't want to alter the physical world any more than we have to. And the alterations of the physical world is having to be reincarnated back into this earth. That's why we blot. Because we simply want to make sure our journey is upwards and downwards, not spread across. Plus, the reason why we blot out is so that we don't diminish the intensity of a Torah. Because the hairs of a carpet resemble Torah scrolls. They're twists. And a Torah scroll twists inwards. Isn't that interesting? That one's pretty cool. I like that one. Granted, that fits more towards carpet than it does upholstery, but I think it's still appropriate. So yeah. Plus, it's good that we can it's good that we can bend ourselves like reeds. Right, that's what the Jewish people are, right? They're likening the reeds. They can bend. They're flexible. But we shouldn't impose our bending upon others. So when we're blotting out, we're staying within the perimeter of the blemish. But when we wipe it, we're breaking that difference. We are eliminating the aspect of individuality, trying to make everything holy. It's Korach, actually. It's Korach. It's Korach. Korach was trying to spread his toxin to everyone else. His insecurity. Because that's the other thing about slavery and being a supervisor. You have to be aware of when you're trying to impose your fears and your questions upon others. Fears are assumptions. Question is courage. Anyways, so that's blotting out from the neshama. That's what blotting is. Minimizing the damage. So the other thought that I had was regarding Yaakov And I told my daughter as I was leaving, I went all the way to my car, forgot my water bottle, went right back up, or whatever, anyways, noticed I forgot my water, went back up, and saw Chaya. I think she was closing the door, which means she was probably bothering my wife. And so I told her, I was like, stay out of trouble. Well, then it hit me. Wait a minute. I'm telling my daughter to not do something. First of all, that's the cue that you need to look at what you're doing and ask yourself, are you hindering this child? That's what UnSchooling is about. It's trying to find where we're hindering our children. We need to help them be enabled, so they can choose to hinder themselves, not always feel hindered. I think hindering is part of the process. That's the UnSchooling mind. So what does the relationship between Yitzhak and Esav, and Yitzhak and Yaakov and Esav teach us about UnSchooling? Because when we tell our children to stay out of trouble, are we telling them to stop learning, to stop investigating? Because in order to fail, it might look like trouble, right? Trouble isn't necessarily convenient. So by telling my child to stay out of trouble, how am I hindering their growth? And how am I hindering them from appreciating the process of making mistakes or making choices? Anyways, I need to focus for now. Think on that.